Right guys, I'm starting this video with a massive apology. I have just recorded a brand new episode of Minecraft Battles and I forgot to plug my microphone in. I'm stupid and I apologise, but I'm going to try and do post commentary. I haven't actually watched this, but I've literally just recorded it. It's 23 minutes long and I cut out like 6 minutes in the middle. So yeah, let's go. So welcome to Minecraft Battles. As you can see, we've got something a bit different. We've got a campaign map. So basically, you know, you've got all these different nations fighting over the campaign. Well, it's not nations, it's provinces of the same nation, and it's basically a bit like Spain. You know, it's in the same world as our other series, but that's in France, which is why I was up there. This is kind of northern Spain and Portugal. And basically the Lothlorien Kingdom, as it's called, has had a bit of a split and all of its provinces are vying for control. So today I'm setting the time to night so we can have a cool night battle, because that's awesome, and I spend forever trying to actually set daylight cycle off because I'm an idiot. Yep, I do actually forget to talk through this bit, so it's kind of good I've got post commentary for this 1 second. This is probably going to mean like the video's a little bit lower quality because VLC kind of drops the quality and then I'm recording VLC, so the quality is probably going to be painful and I apologise for that, but it's this or I have to reset up the whole thing and waste another like 20 minutes of my life trying to set something up that I've already done. So I've set up night vision, and basically we have the White of Tastillo attacking the city of, I think I see it later. No, I don't. So we've got a town of Amasia, and I'm just going to quickly skip back a little bit. So basically this is an army roster. So as you saw back there, I was poking at an armor stand and with a helmet on. Basically that represents an army, and each of these armies have a helmet with a certain name, and the helmet points to a roster. So this is actually Tastillo's actual starting army within the campaign. It's got 3 armoured swordsmen, 2 armoured pikemen, 3 armoured spearmen, 2 Tornodban deserter javelins, 3 Lothlorien longbows, and 2 town watch pikemen. So the armoured troops are the best currently in the roster, and with Milix being the worst. But basically this is a pretty balanced army. So we've actually got some Milix. As you can see, we've got 8 Lothlorien archers kind of guarding the settlement itself. We have 4 pikemen. So I'm just trying to sort out the whole faction thing because the factions are being a bit buggy. But basically we've got 4 pikemen, 2 on each of the stairways. We have 4 town watchmen right in the middle of the city. We've got 4 Milix, 2 on each of the smaller gates, and I think each of the bigger gates are guarded by 2 Lothlorien swordsmen, but I'm not entirely sure about that. So I'm talking you through each of the units, like what they all mean, and kind of how good they all are. So this is where I actually talk a little bit about each of the units, I think, but I think I'm too busy trying to fix it at this point. So I will talk to you about like how good the units are. So armoured swordsman, best unit in the game, amazing at everything. Lothlorien, you don't actually have like armoured archers or anything. Lothlorien longbowman is your best archer. So basically armoured swordsman is your best swordsman, Lothlorien longbowman is your best longbowman. He's amazing at everything. We've got some armoured pikemen. Basically the pike gets rid of some of the speed of the sword and replaces it with range and power, and it's really quite slow. But the armoured, so we've got some more armoured swordsmen, a Tornodban deserter with javelins. Basically he's deserted the nation to the south, and he's got javelin which does a huge amount of damage but is ridiculously inaccurate and very slow. And we've got some town watchmen who are kind of they're kind of 2 levels below armoured. So you got your armoured, your Lothlorien, your town watch. So in the city you've got Lothlorien and town watch. In this you've got some armoured. I think I'm not quite sure what I'm talking about at this point, but basically the Lothlorien longbowmen, yeah. So pikemen work exactly the same, whatever rank you're on. And then this is spears, who give up some of the speed of a sword for a bit more range, not as much range as a pike, and not as much damage as a pike, but they also don't give up as much speed as a pike. And apart from that, I think that's, oh yeah, Lothlorien archers, they're standard, they're okay, they're not good, they're not bad. Lothlorien pikemen, your standard pikemen. Lothlorien swordsman, your standard swordsman. Town watch, slightly bad as swordsman, like slightly worse even. And Milics are awful, they're just farmers. I think I go down to look at them. Oh no, I'm talking about the Lothlorien swordsman and the town watch. Basically, Lothlorien swordsmen are good, the town watch are eh. The Milics are literally farmers given rusty weapons. They're terrible. Actually terrible. They're given spears because spears would hold better, and they don't actually have a pike option. They can't afford them. They've got axe, spear, and sword because, you know, spear might be used for like hunting boar or something. And an axe might be used for cutting down trees. But anyway, I'm about to start the battle. So fly up and unfreeze NPCs. But first, I'm going to change my graphics to fancy because I was doing it on a LAN world earlier, and that kills your FPS so much. Especially if like the PCs in question aren't particularly close to each other. So I'm slightly confused because it won't work, and I question whether I've done the factions right. Yeah, he's definitely in the right faction. The faction is definitely hostile with a major, which is the one inside. As you can see, all the factions are hostile with each other, because at the point I'm putting them on the battlefield next to each other, chances are they're hostile. If they're allies, I can just take it off for a bit. Yep. So I am confused, and I explain that basically if at the point like any of the units from the attackers actually get to the gates, then they'll open up. You know, they open up the gates so they can have a fight. So I tried fixing this with adding fences, so let me just skip a little bit because it's a little bit boring watching me place fences. So I unfreeze them, and I'm very confused. No, I think I've just frozen them, because basically these guys push forwards and pull backwards again. Now, I don't know what the problem is at the moment, but it does turn out the problem is the gates. The units can't see through the gates. They don't see them as like a door or something. So as you can see, you know, they can clearly see each other. They can see the archers, and suddenly they're through the gate and there's a massive fight. They're pushed back out the gate, there's no fight. Look, they all just chill. Even the archers don't fire through. The pikemen just sit there. You know. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but I want a battle. So I freeze the NPCs and I break down the gates so we can have a nice battle. And I do this with all the gates, I think. Yeah, let me just skip back a little bit. I'm just trying to find the moment when I unfreeze the NPCs. So I've broken all the gates, I unfreeze the NPCs, and the battle begins. So the big segment out here with all the armoured troops has been destroyed. Oh no, the armoured troops is the other side, sorry. So this is the longbowman and the town watch. So I freeze this because basically he's hit it, he's hit the gate, he can now retreat through it. And as you can see, basically the armoured swordsman and the Lothlorien longbowmen, they don't have anyone to fight, so they're just chilling. And the big armoured section that was there has pushed through, but has been culled off. I don't really see that big battle, and I apologise for that. So, the battle's not quite over yet, and it looks like it's pretty boring because we've just got the Lothlorien archers left for the defence force. Nobody else remains, and a traitor inside, obviously, has broken down the gate. And we've got a Lothlorien swordsman, armoured swordsman, sorry, and a Lothlorien longbowman. Okay, so we've killed an archer. Nice, he hops up, he's shot off. Shot like 5 times. And the Lothlorien longbowman is kind of just chilling, but he sees someone. He's going to engage. He's shot 1, he's shot 2, and he's being shot by 5. Ouch. He does shoot faster, but there's an element of randomness to it, and he is dead. He is more accurate, he does more damage, he shoots faster. So I basically try and have a look at who's left alive, drink my night vision, and I swear that just said, yeah, there is an armoured swordsman left. So the poor guy is just chilling, and I'm gonna push him in to a highly defended position. He's probably going to die, and chances are he would have done considerably better if he'd actually, like, just chilled, but he's being shot around on the staircase. He's being shot off the staircase, and he's dead. So, remaining of the defenders of the settlement, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Lothlorien archers. Now that is a Pyrrhic victory. So, basically, this is me respawning all the units, so just gonna try and skip through this. I think, yeah, let me just, right, okay, so basically, I do start when I talk on the last archer, so you'll see I stop for a bit. So, I say hello guys and welcome back. The battle is set up, but I just before I finish, I did want to show you kind of what I've got to do to set it up. So the defenders, I've just got to spawn them in, and they automatically go to a major, because as you can see they automatically go to a major because that's the faction it's set on the save. So for each of the attackers though, I've got to go advanced, factions, and Castillo. Now I think I count in a minute like how many attackers there are to just make a point that that's actually quite a lot of work. There's 31 attackers and there is 93 button presses. That is a lot of work. Now I do want just one more time want to apologise for the fact that I'm recording this on VLC, and basically I am going to kind of restart this because of the fact it's VLC and this is actually terrible. I'm going to apologise by saying 3 views, 1 like, and you have your campaign series within 24 hours. As in 3 views, 1 like within 24 hours. Now I can't promise I'm going to upload very regularly because I'm very busy at the moment. I've got a lot to do and I'm busy with all sorts of stuff, and basically making time for YouTube is quite hard at the moment. That's why I haven't uploaded recently. So basically, yeah, so this is kind of, I think the series, I was waiting for Beta 34 to come out for the Lord of the Rings mod, but I decided, you know what, I've kind of got to take the active hand in this. I've got to try and push, and maybe that will make sure that basically I'm planning to do a stream on Beta 34, because basically for those who don't know, Beta 34 is a huge update for the Lord of the Rings mod that's going to change the way Harad works, and Harad is my favourite faction in Lord of the Rings by miles and miles and miles, so I really want to do a stream on that, like the amount of stuff that's changed as well. So I am going to quickly pause this because I'm about to start the battle. So yeah, so I'm hopefully going to stream that when that comes out, which I reckon will probably be any time between now and Christmas. So yeah, but I am sorry, but I'm sorry for this being VLC, I'm sorry for not uploading, I'm sorry for everything, but basically I'm also sorry for how disappointing this battle's about to be, because it turns out I didn't balance it very well. I mean, look at that, the armoured and Lothlorien troops of Castillo have just absolutely shattered the defence put up by the Amasians. There's literally no one left. I am slightly confused because I do hear shooting, And I'm like, but who's left alive that they're shooting at? Because, yeah, he's shooting, like, over here. And I check, nope, they're both Lefarian, Tistillans, so I'm slightly confused about that. And I believe it's that hunter there. So, I apologise for the battle. It's disappointing, but yeah. So, basically, the other thing I have to say is, this is kind of me testing balance of garrisons. So, basically, for the campaign, this would be every time you attack an enemy minor settlement. I tried to fly, and I do count how many are left. I believe it's 20, meaning they lost 11 in about 11 seconds. But anyway, so so if I do get the campaign up, then basically this is going to be your average garrison. So, you know, every time you siege out a garrison is going to be an insane battle. You know, obviously things do balance that, like how ready they are. Oh yeah, so this is basically me trying to actually have an interesting battle. These guys are actually working for the Amasians. They were going to betray the Tistillans during the battle, but they really didn't get a chance because it lasted like 10 seconds flat. So they didn't get a chance. And basically this guy was given to the wrong contingent, so he couldn't. So yeah. But as I was saying, like, the garrisons are kind of, hopefully the idea is that everything is going to be an awesome battle, you know, and like clashes. You can have like 5 armies, like late game, like maybe 50-60 units, because it's like 30 per army is the maximum I set. So as you can see, we've got the Lefarians have actually ruined that entirely. So we've got this one axeman left. I just want to check how nearly dead he is. He's got 2, 3, 4 hits left in him. So one more shot probably would have killed him. I count it, 7 rebels died, well 7 Amasians, and literally 2 loyalists. I'm not joking. 2. Obviously that's excluding the one I just punched to death. So Tistillo has quite comfortably taken this stronghold of the Amasians and is kind of ruling that now. So it is a victory for Tistillo. So basically after this I dance around a bit and I tell you guys about the campaign. I say 6 views 2 likes. I'm changing that to 3 views 1 like, basically because the fact that this video failed miserably on my part, and yeah, basically I've got to plug the mic in. I don't really have an excuse. I'm sorry, but what can one do? So, you know, and please do leave in the comments what nation you want me to play as. So, like, what province you want me to play as, so we can have a cooler campaign. So, without further ado, I'm sorry, goodbye.